is FSLogix masking and MSIX are two different
Yeah, yeah.
two, two
MSIX
different
is
things, right?
yes, yes.
Uh,
FSLogix is like two. So today we'll discuss the FSLogix app masking. Like we can control who can see those apps. Say we have a one master template or golden image itself. For the like app masking, what it will do is for HR people, it shows only HR related apps itself. It will mask the like maybe sales related apps, all those.
but my point
Okay.
is, if
For,
we
for
use MSIX and not
yeah, that is
using
also one
FSLogix,
method,
it
but
won't work, right?
this is from the profile wise we are controlling.
Okay, but
That is
MSIX,
application app attaching we can do depends upon that.
okay,
That is also a good feature.
okay, cool.
Okay, so there also we can reduce this number, but here if the apps have been installed also, those apps depends upon the AD user groups, we are going to hide them
Right, we deliver based on their
based
needs.
on the user groups. We are going to display those apps. So because this is going to simplify the app management and even unnecessary software. Say suppose I have restrictions over the software licenses. Okay, so that's unnecessarily if they use the license. We'll have concurrent license models also for some apps, but licenses may be exceeding. So in this kind of use cases, better to go for the app masking. Okay, so what it is going to do is, here it's going to control who can see those applications. Okay, so then based on the user or group memberships, we are going to set up. Okay, so then we should have the FSLogix need to be installed on the session host. Uh, so we need to install FSLogix rule editor is also one of the software we have. Okay, so and we are going to mask icons, executables, no start menu entries. While setting up the rule editor, it is going to scan all those, and it will hide all these details. Even registry settings also it won't display to the users. All these are going to be displayed. If we don't have this thing, what we need to set up is we need to manage multiple golden images we need to create even in the Citrix environment or in the AVD environment. Okay, so then here what we need to do is uh, like uh, uh, is going to handle the FSLogix will handle the user profiles. Then here the ODFC will contain the Outlook data. App masking will control app visibility. Okay, and if we have the applications required multiple Java versions, which versions we need to use, we can control. So now here we have app masking. Okay, so now here app masking rule editor we need to use. Okay, the rule editor we need to apply to the users or groups. Okay, so then like even to the files and folders also where that executables we have all those we need to give. Okay, so then at the logon time, those rules are not going to set up. So now what we need to do is so we need to install FSLogix rule editor. When we download that FSLogix, automatically we are getting that FSLogix rule editor we are getting. Okay, so then uh, once we open or once we install that FSLogix rule editor, we need to set up the new rule set. Okay, so that's in the new rule set maybe for app masking for HR, app masking for sales. Like this, I'm going to give the names. Then, like we need to browse that application folder. Okay, so which application we want to mask it. So we'll have that application folder, right? That app folder we need to select. Once we give the directory, uh, what is going to happen is rule editor will scan all the files, like what are the shortcut menus, what are the executable setup files, registries, all it is going to be like a registry keys, files, folders, shortcuts. Then finally we need to use like to whom that need to be assigned. That means it should be visible, and to whom we need to deny. Okay, so these kind of rules we need to create. Once we create these rules, that rules are stored in .fxr files, and assignments are going to stored in fxa files. So now here we have two files. Once we create the rules editor, we are getting two files we are getting. Okay, rule files are .fxr, the files we are getting, and assignment files are .fxa files, like we are getting. Okay, and these files we need to copy into our session host. So we need to copy those files into the session host, in the program files FSLogix app rules, we need to copy. Okay, and whenever we copy these to the session host and that user login, already FSLogix agent has been running on that session host mission, will recognize these rules, and at the time of logon, it's going to hide those apps. It's going to hide those apps to the users. So now, here, what is the rule we are defining is HR group. So where we should create this HR group? In the Active Directory, we need to create and deny for other users. Okay, and what are the extensions are? We have .fxr, that is the rule file, and .fxa, that is the assignment file. So where we need to copy these two files?
To the golden image?
No, in the session host mission. If it is in the
Okay.
Citrix master template, we need to copy. Okay, so that's we need to copy into FSLogix apps rules. We need to copy. So whenever that user is connecting, based on these rules, like if the user belongs to say here we given the permission to HR group, we given the permission, right? Then if I given the permission to that HR group, if the HR user login, then that app is going to be visible to them. If that is not visible, if that is not visible, then that user is not going to get that application. That user is not going to get that application is not coming to that
To the
particular
user.
user. Okay, so then here what are the things is we need to install FSLogix agent in the session host, and in the rules files we need to copy into the rules folder. Okay, then automatically when the user login, that rules are going to be applied at the user logon. Okay. So then we need to confirm whether that application, like user shouldn't get any desktop shortcut and no start menu entries, and we shouldn't get any program files visible, registry settings. All these we need to set up. Okay. Say here I have one doubt. Say that app masking we have enabled, but if the user knows that application path, that he can run that application path. Okay. So it hide the app, but that execution it is not stopping. So that means if the user know the complete path of that application, still he can open that application. But it is just hiding that application on that for that user session. So
Okay.
With this, it's going to simplify the application delivery, and security is coming to that, and even we can control less number of images we can manage. Okay, so then
You
if
mean it just mask the application, but not disable the application?
yes, it's not going to disable. It's going to just
Okay.
hide that application.
Okay, from the end user.
Yes, to that particular group of users to whom we have given the permission. Okay. Even in the Citrix environment also, it's not only in the Azure AVD. In the Citrix environment also, we can control FSLogix. Okay. So then for the Citrix environment also, we required FSLogix license. Then file servers, all these we need to set up. Then once we set up this FSLogix, we can set up like a app masking also we can set up on the Citrix environment also. Okay, so that means like we need to install up department wise we want to deliver those apps. All this we can set up in the Citrix environment. What we need to do is on the VDS we need to install FSLogix agent. Okay, so then FSLogix app rule, like maybe we can install on another machine also, and the AD users groups also we need to assign. Then rule editor we are going to install, and those apps all we are setting up. Then once we give that rules like FXR and FXS, those we need to copy to Citrix VDA. In our scenario, these like FXR and FXA files we are copying to session host servers. In the Citrix environment, those need to be copied to Citrix VDA, we need to copy. Okay, so after we copy, no reboot is required. On the next session host, these rules will be in the middle of the user section, those doesn't apply. Once the user log off and log in, these rules are going to come into the picture. Okay, so where we are going to copy this is in the C drive program files, FSLogix, app rules we need to copy. Okay, so these rules we need to copy to app rules. Okay, so now what is the scenario is, so I have different apps for different departments. Normally the solution is we need to go for multiple golden templates, but here we are creating one golden template. Depends upon the department, we are going to allow the like applications, and remaining applications we are going to hide them. Okay, so then we have license constraint also we have, and we have sensitive apps. Okay, these all simplify image management. All these we can do through app masking. We can do it.
So we can use this app masking for both desktop and app delivery, right?
This is like FSLogix where it supports these rules.
Okay.
Okay, whenever that user connects to that, these rules will comes into the picture.
Okay.
Okay, so then based on the but again installing multiple apps on the single image also will affect performance wise. Okay,
That's
say here definitely it affects the performance of that applications also is going to affect. Okay, so that is the reason like we can go for like MSIX, maybe dynamically attach the apps at logon is the best practice as of now. So what we can do is dynamically we're attaching those apps MSIX packages to
the image.
to that image at the logon, because if I install all the apps, even if I connect to that app unnecessarily, those apps are already installed, or like those also may require some resources, maybe it's maybe taking.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, but one solution we have is app masking is one solution. But as you said, like it's always recommended to go with
MSIX.
yes, yes, because it's reducing the image like performance. All that is affecting with that. With the app attached dynamically attaching at the logon session, obviously will improve the performance of Citrix VDA or even the AVD session host also.
Okay.
Okay, so then app packaging, anyhow we need to repackage them into MSIX. All this packaging we need to do. Okay, so but what is the problem is technically app has been installed on that. Say suppose if any guy knows the path, all those, still he can open that application with FSLogix. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so the best practice what we can suggest is MSIX
It
itself is the best solution. App attach is the solution we have.
for performance
Yeah, for
improvement.
the performance wise. Okay, and even security also is there, right? With the MSIX.
Yes.
With app masking, still the user can open that app. If he is having some system knowledge, okay, say he may try to open that short. If you know that application path, complete path, he can still try to open that
That application.
application. Okay,
Yes, sir.
sure. So here these are the app masking limitations are FSLogix does not block the apps. It just those are hiding them. Okay, so then if the user knows the complete path, still that may be launch. Okay, so that's we need to restrict through any app locker or maybe with the Windows Defender kind of application control, we need to block it. Okay, so then even RAM and CPU is also is consumed, storage also is consumed, right? Already on that session host or VDA. Okay, so that's also we need to consider. So hence, like for this to stop the restrictions, and we want to manage the single image, then app attach is one of the best solution. Okay, so then in order to set up this, like what we need to have is FSLogix agent need to be installed on our like session host servers and Citrix VDA we need to set up. Then FSLogix rule editor, like we need to install on any of the mission to set up these rules. And once we copy that rules in our session host or VDA, we need to copy those rules. Okay, and in that AD, we are restricting based on the AD users and groups. Okay, so then once we install FSLogix, so we need to install FSLogix rule editor. Okay, so FSLogix rule editor also will get from the FSLogix installer. Then that rule editor we need to open. Okay, so then here we have two AD groups we have. Okay, so two AD groups we have. One is app masking HR and second one is app masking finance. Okay, so these are the two AD users and we'll add the users also to that. Then in the FSLogix rule editor, what we are doing is, so we are creating a new rule. Then in that application folder, we are choosing Acrobat Reader. Okay, then it is going to identify all the files and folders, registry settings, start menu items, all these. Okay, then we are applying the rule is okay, set to the app masking HR. We are allowing for others, we are
Denied.
denying. If any of the user login with that, so now that rule is going to save as like a FXR file and assignments are going to stored in FXA. This no need to do on the session host mission itself. In any of the admin mission we can set, but these files need to be copied to
To
this
the session
XR and
host.
FXA, yeah, to the session host missions, we need to copy to this folder. C drive
Okay.
program files, FSLogix app rules. We need to copy those assignment file and this FXR file. Okay, once we apply this and the user is login, even Adobe, like in this example, we have the Adobe Reader. Even Adobe Reader is going to be displayed only to that HR users we have given the permission, and for the other user, if the user login, then it shouldn't display to them. It shouldn't display to those users. Okay, so now in this we need to copy those. That rules are set up in that XML kind of format itself. Okay, so now here we can do it through PowerShell also. We can set up. So I think I copied multiple times. So now sometimes even we enabled app masking. What may be the problem we would be getting is user is complaining still that app is still visible. Okay, so maybe that user we need to check both the groups also that user maybe belongs. We need to check and rules have been applied properly or not, and FSLogix app rule service is running or not. Okay, so then maybe that user having permission to that NTFS directory also, a rule editor uh, maybe on that mission is missing. So these all we need to troubleshoot. If the users are still, say, because before giving to the users, we need to test this also. In that itself, we need to confirm these two. Okay, so these are mostly the common issues, but before itself, we need to test all this. Okay, so then what are the best practices is we are going to use the single golden template. Okay, but it simplifies the management, but disadvantage is the performance wise, it is going to affect. Okay, so it's going to affect the performance is getting affected if you use app masking because we need to install for different department, different applications, all setting up on the same instance, single instance. Uh, Everyone are going to face the performance kind of issues. But advantage is we are going to keep a single golden template. We are going to keep. Okay, and one more best practice is always keep rules file per application or for functional group. Better to keep that. Okay, so like this, better to keep. And those rule files also we need to copy to FSLogix app rules. Okay, and better to assign them to the AD groups itself. Okay, so not a best practice to assign to individual users in the large scale environment. Better to assign to AD groups we need to assign. Okay. So, so here we need to, by default, the behavior is everyone denies that, but we need to choose explicitly allow to whom we need to allow, and remaining all it is going to be deny. Okay. So then here we need to automate those all the, say suppose we have the multiple session host, all that we need to configure like maybe automatically we need to copy those items into all the session host missions. We need to copy maybe through the group policies or any PowerShell scripts, like maybe in Tune. We need to copy those policies. Okay, so where we have the more license kind of compliances and I have license restrictions, we have AutoCAD or maybe which are expensive kind of licenses and the concurrent licenses we have, then definitely license is going to be metered. Then unnecessarily if the users are opening those apps, a license constraints will get to the exact users. So these kind of restrictions we have, then better to restrict those to those users. Only for the license users, we are going to give that licenses. And always we need to test that after applying the rules also, we need to test whether these are working fine or not. Okay, so then for overusing or more apps also will affect maybe performance also at the time of login also. All these executable, PowerShell commandlets, registries, admin tools. Okay, so all these also like for non-admins, if I add all these apps, what is advantages? Unnecessarily, like non-admin users may not open these kind of apps also. Okay. So if any problem coming, we need to check that FSLogix service is running or not. And rule editors, we need to check those rules. And event viewer also, like any event has been registered. From that, we need to troubleshoot. So why that app is not hidden like this, we need to confirm once. Okay. So try to install that FSLogix app rule. So from